Excellent. Let's get started. So thank you, Simon, for joining on the Viva Connection Partner Showcase Gallery show. Let's start with the quick intros, who you are and which company are you representing?
Sure, thanks, Vesa. It's great to be here. So I'm Simon Doy. I'm the owner and CEO, CTO of iThink 365. I wear many hats. I'm also a Microsoft MVP. And iThink 365 is an organization, it's a Microsoft partner. We have two sort of areas of where we do business. We've got some products and some services. But basically our mantra, or our mission is really to help businesses to be successful with Microsoft 365. And we do that through the people. We feel that it's all about the people, and we help organizations connect people together, build rapport with one another, but also connect those people to the organization so that they are invested in the organization, they're engaged, and employees who are engaged are happier, they've got a sense of purpose, they're more profitable, they're more productive. Everything is a win when you've got people who are really bought in and driving that business forward, and that's what these products aim to do.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I agree on that. It's all about people, not about the technology and
Exactly.
money. It's because the technology is a means for people to be happy, but we need to focus on people, and happy people will make money. So that's simple as that, typically. So if they enjoy working for the company, they are happy to keep on doing that in the future as well, and that's always beneficial. And that's also what the Viva platform is all about. So making sure that we have those connections, and I think a lot of the Viva vision comes from the pandemic time and the focus on employee experiences, but we passed that and we're still working remotely, right? So we need to have that connection to the company.
Absolutely right. Yes, it's paramount. And this whole journey that we've been on with the products, a lot of that comes from, what Microsoft are doing and research and, the Work Trends Index, some great series of resources to kind of look at modern ways of working. So that's a great resource.
Now, I think 365 is a relatively small company, I think it's fair to say, but you're taking advantage of the AppSource as well. So you're taking advantage of the store. Not that there's a lot of partners who are Microsoft partners building stuff which is not in the store, but you have chosen to take advantage of the store. Can you talk about that journey a bit before we have a look on the solutions?
Yeah, absolutely. So the AppSource, we were looking at different ways of marketing the products, and of course we've got a website and we talk about those, and we've got pages and resources about the products. But the AppSource is really a great way for people to discover our products and products from other Microsoft partners. But what's really nice about it is the way that it guides the customer through a journey. It integrates with our CRM, for example, so we know who's using, looking at our products and who's interested, which is fantastic. So there's no downfall. You might as well put your products on AppSource. That's going to make them more discoverable and give you those leads to the people who are interested in your products and services.
And the cool thing about obviously is that it's not that Microsoft is taking any cuts from your solutions. That's not the business where we are. So you'll get the benefits out of it. And of course, we're promoting the platform and the applications together as we're then surfacing you as a partner offering your partner offerings within the AppSource. Which is a bit of a different way of doing business than some other competitors, but let's not actually go there. Now, let's have a look on a bit about those solutions. What do you have built, Simon, and what's available in the AppSource? Are all of your offerings available in AppSource, or is it just some of them, or how do you position?
So we've got there's 3 right now which are available. You are getting a sneak peek into a new one which is about to go into AppSource as well. So we'll go through that. Cool. We've got there's 2 more which are going in, and I'll talk you through those. But I won't go through the last 2 because they're basically the same tool but for different HR systems. But we'll go into that. So shall I go through now? Sorry.
Yeah, feel free. Yeah, absolutely, cool. Absolutely. Curious on seeing this in practice. So
yeah. So the like I say, the the applications, they're around connecting people. They're connecting people to one another. They're connecting people to the organization. So if we start with birthdays, it uses information in Microsoft Entra. It's using the Microsoft Graph as well. And people can choose whether they want to or show their birthday or not. So they have that control. But in here, we can see that it's Jeff's birthday on Friday, and because I'm able to set my birthday here, but you can see whose birthday it is, and these are kind of icebreakers, to really help connect people together. I'll tell you a little story. One of our team, about 3 weeks ago, it's his birthday. It was on the Monday, and we were able to make a bit of a sort of song and dance about it. We bought him a birthday card and we posted that to him. And then when we all met up on the Thursday, we have away days twice a month. We brought a cake and we just made him feel a bit special, and it's about creating those connections and bringing people together, and just going that extra mile. And he absolutely loved it. And that is what's great about these cards. So we've got the birthdays one here, and you can see Jeff there. It's his birthday on Friday. On a similar theme, rather than birthdays, we've got work anniversaries. So this allows us to see whose work anniversaries are coming up. We've got Maya, and we've actually got David Davies, who's one of our team, and it's their 1 year anniversaries. This is great for two reasons. One, as a manager, I can be reminded that I've got to do the annual, performance reviews or a review, but also again about celebrating those anniversaries. They are, it's a big thing to have, your team staying for a year, 2 years, 3 years. I mean, it's great. So again, using that as a place and a time to congratulate people, connect people together.
Yep.
So that's great. So those two are first. The other one we've got then is new starters, and more so now in organizations where we're all working remotely. We're in the office maybe a few times a month or a week as well, but and people are working. You have frontline workers. You might have people in the construction industry. They're on site, and they might not come into the office that often. And to come back into the office and not know who people are is quite jolting. So the new starter is a way of introducing those new people coming into your organization. We've got a call to action here, so that integrates into Microsoft Teams so that we can say hello. And if I click on that, it's going to bring up a chat window here, and I can say, "Oh, hi Jeff, welcome to the team." And again, I can sort of bring, welcome them and make them feel comfortable, bring them into the team. And then if I'm Jeff on the other side of that, I've also got the new starter card here. I can click on here. I can see myself, but plus anybody else who's also joining at the same time. But I'm also able to then browse an onboarding site. So I can click on here, and it's going to take me into an employee onboarding area where I can start to get comfortable, understand things I might need to do. How do I, if I'm a professional services, how do I book time into a project? And you can just guide them through and make them feel welcome. Now you do this and augment this with real sort of training and real introductions as well. But it gives people another resource to go to and start looking around your intranet and start finding out more about what's going on in the organization.
Absolutely. And these are great ways also, so just to call it out, because we're showing this all the time in a desktop view, but this of course works in a mobile view as well, because that's the whole point, that you're able to easily access the information through cards in any device. So.
Exactly. Yeah. It's fantastic. We've on our intranet, because we sort of do what we say. We've got the dashboard here available so people can see that when they log in. They can also use the Teams client, and the mobile phone is brilliant. It works really, really well. And it leads me to my sort of last demo is the I'm going to have to go back here. Is the last demo then is looking at slightly different. This is bringing, again, about people bringing HR information into Microsoft 365. So this is sort of another part. So we've got leave for people HR and breathe HR. Sorry, leave for people HR, leave for breathe HR. And these are bringing HR information into Microsoft 365. So you can see over here that I can see I've got 23 days remaining. I can click on the more information. I get a picture of myself. I can see how many days holiday I've taken. I can book holiday from here, which will take me into the HR system to go and book that. But I also can see who else is on holiday. And for example, I'm away next week for M365 conference in Florida next week. So people can see who's out and about. And there's nothing worse, isn't there, where you're trying to create a meeting, establish who's about, and then you find out that they're not in the office. Well, this makes you it helps you solve that problem. So yeah.
Absolutely. Really, really cool. And a great capabilities, and again, works across the different devices. And yes, they're relatively simple, but that's the whole point, having a centralized aggregation of applications and scenarios where the end user goes and they can find all of these things from a one view. That's definitely the objective. So.
Absolutely. And it's about breaking down those silos. You don't want to have people having to go into those other systems or remembering to have to go into those systems. If they think, well, how do I book holiday? Oh, well, I've got the card. I can click on the card. That takes me to the tool to book my holiday. Brilliant. And you can do that from your phone as well. So that's great.
Absolutely. And again, you can surface just as well Power Apps cards and Power Apps as a card in here, and not Power Apps cards, at least currently. But you can basically different terminology thing, but you can surface your Power App solution. So if you think about classic challenge with Power Platform is that you will end up having a lot of different solutions for a lot of different people. And with the dashboard and cards, you're able to target them based on audiences. You're able to target them based on different profile attributes, relevant applications for relevant people, which is pretty nice.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to demo this, but we do this where we are building solutions for customers, and we generally bring in a Viva Connections element to it as a kind of as a starting place. So, if I was just to quickly show you, this down here, this leave one here is actually a Power Apps, Power Platform solution. All the data stored in Dataverse. And it's similar to the people HR, but if I click on here, then that will open up a Power App, and I can go and book time. So yeah,
and works again in any device. So that is really, really cool. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Now let's actually switch back from the demo mode a bit, just to summarize things. And obviously. I work on the SharePoint Framework solution side and SharePoint Framework design and as a product manager. Just out of curiosity, so with ACES, you're implementing stuff using the SharePoint Framework, and you probably use them in the web part side and the SharePoint side. What's your experience on implementing these cards? So is it hard? Is it easy? Is it convenient?
I mean, it is. Yes, it is relatively straightforward. I don't want to say it's too easy, but it is straightforward. And what's nice, I mean, we've been through various different SharePoint development models, and the SharePoint framework is fantastic. And the fact that that the tool and the platform is going to work well, it's backwards compatible. All of those different versions. I mean, if we're talking about 19 plus versions, aren't we now? So Correct. It's incredible. But yeah, no, it is straightforward. We have been spending a lot of time sort of investing in reusing code, and so we've got npm packages which we can share across, and that's what the SharePoint framework allows you to do, to take you make use of those modern stacks and build these fantastic solutions. And make it easier to do authentication and that journey which a customer goes on to onboard your application. The SPFX framework makes that much, much nicer. And especially with that package with the AppSource side and being able to allow somebody to install it through the SharePoint store is fantastic. So,
Absolutely. Now, spending 20 seconds on something, but it's still mind-boggling on the fact that if you have a SharePoint Framework 1.0 version running in SharePoint Online currently, built in 2017, it still works. There's a full backward compatibility, enterprise level support, enterprise level backward compatibility, on making sure that everything is working. It is technical magic what happens behind the scenes, because it's not precisely how people might think what happens behind the scenes, but it's still pretty cool setup. So
yeah, it's amazing.
making and maximizing the value of investments for sure, so you don't have to reinvest all the time and learn new models all the time, because that's a classic challenge for a partners and customers. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think that would make a big difference to the take up, I'm sure, of the products and the frameworks, if you did have to do that.
Now, as a final question, I wanted to ask you, you have submitted now 3 solutions to the AppSource, or 4th is coming in, or whatever the situation. How do you think about the submission process, and how does the future for iThink 365 look like?
Yeah, so the process, once you understand it, you've been through the first one, it's much easier, and it was, it's a bit, it's a bit scary, it's a bit daunting. You think, all these things got to fill out, but it is very straightforward. What was brilliant is the team as well. You've got a team which is validating the packages and giving you feedback, and then they've been absolutely fantastic. They're very easy to work with. You can jump on a call together, talk them through any issues they might have and how things work, and that was really straightforward to do. So, and they were really supportive.
Cool. And then the follow-up question, which was kind of a 2-part question, which is interesting. They don't relate directly between each other, but still, what's the future of iThink 365? How does that look like?
Yeah. So we will continue building products. We're looking at further investments into bringing the HR systems into Microsoft 365. Of course, we're looking at Copilot as well, and our offerings there. And when you're submitting your submissions, you can now see there's a Copilot and SharePoint packages as well. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. But again, continuing that story, bringing people together and connecting people within an organization. Yeah. That's what we're looking to do.
Regardless of technology, it's all about the people, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, it's got to be about the people.
Cool. Thank you, Simon, for joining on this one. Really cool to see the solutions live. I haven't seen them actually live at this level, even though I do work pretty closely with the validation team as well. Every now and then I have multiple hats like you do, so that's part of the game as well. But thank you for joining. Really cool to catch up and see the solutions live.
Thank you so much for inviting us to come and share them. It's been really great.
Cool. Thank you, Simon.